There she is. Hey everyone, Gosei here, and before we actually get into the figure itself, I want to talk about Jakks specific for a second. Jakks here is the current toy rights holder to the Nintendo property. And while they do have a market on Mario figures, every now and then they make figures based on their other properties, like with The Legend of Zelda, Star Fox, and Metroid, labeling it as the World of Nintendo line. The line itself has been discontinued, but as of recently, they did make some figures based off one-off properties, like with Star Fox, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and of course, Metroid itself. And this figure here is a remake of that original figure, just losing the World of Nintendo line. And I've got my copy from Macari America, and of course, much like with the original figure, it does have a Phazon suit recolor. Now, before I get called a fake fan, I was introduced into Samus in Smash Brothers, and later on in high school I was introduced to the Metroid series proper, and I find it to be the most interesting game series Nintendo put out at the time. But before I get ahead of myself and talk about Metroid lore, the figure itself. The figure itself is based on Metroid Prime 2 Echoes' power suit design, and while it is translated to the scale of the figure, it's mostly cast in plain plastic in the suit's basic colors of red, orange, and yellow. And some of the bits of the suit, like the extra detailing, are painted on, even though some of the detail and bits are kind of splotched on mine, and there's a weird paint chipping issue and everything, so, yeah.
Where did that even come from?
Anyways, the sculpting on the figure itself is actually really good for a cheap figure like this, and it is a nice alternative to the Jason Crow! Yeah, this is a nice alternative indeed, especially given the amount of posability and articulation you can get with it. Butterfly joints, double jointed elbows, wrist swivel, lack of a double joint on my figure's arm cannon, which can be easily fixed but still annoying out of the box anyway. Waist swivel, decent spread, full rotation of the leg, double jointed knees, and an ankle tilt. Okay, maybe the articulation isn't that well ranged in general, but the point is that you can do all sorts of poses with Samus here, and it won't be hindered as long as you pose her right. The figure itself is also a decent scale too, so I can't really complain about the articulation or lack thereof, given the size of the figure itself compared to the other figures I own on my desk. There are no accessories like a beam effect part or an energy tank or anything like that, but you do get a morph ball like with the original figure, if you like morph balls. While the figure is good, I'm kind of upset that they didn't continue doing one-off figures based on other Nintendo properties, especially given the popularity of the other Metroid titles being released at the time, as well as Metroid Prime 4 being slowly around the corner. And even if that wasn't the case, they could have at least done what they did with the Smash Brothers series and re-release the same figure, but with different colors, like with the Fusion suit, or at the very least make a new mold of this figure in the Metroid Dread costumes designs. I don't know, it's just a general idea, and I think they kind of missed on it, but then again, I'm not the guys who own Jakks specific. But a man can dream. But if you want to pick up this figure or the original figure, be my guest. That is a perfect desk buddy. With that being said, thank you guys for watching, and this is Gosei 1290, signing out.